Lily Smith off the bars now for Georgia.
And her lines are unmatched on this event. Her toe point, her lines, her control of her routines, and just a stuck landing. She is close to perfect, if not perfect. She nailed every handstand and stuck that landing. I don't know what the judges will take. You can hear it is a perfect 10 for freshman Lily Smith in her third meet of the season. That is incredible.
Welcome to another episode of Heated Conversations. This is your host, Peterson Pierre. We're at the University of Georgia with SEC Freshman of the Year, Lily Smith. Super excited to have her on the podcast. But before we get into it, remember to like, to subscribe, to share, leave a comment. You can also leave whatever schools that I haven't done yet that you'd like to see on there, or even individuals at different universities, either current or past, and kind of hear their story. I'm super excited again to be here with Lily Smith and hear her story, learn a little bit about her and what she looks forward to in this coming year. Let's welcome Lily to the podcast.
Hi guys, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
So Lily, you are the reigning SEC Freshman of the Year.
Yes.
Can you kind of talk about the season that you had and, when that finally came out that you were the SEC Freshman of the Year, how did you feel?
I can't even put into words how I felt. I didn't think I was capable of doing that. I know I'm a good gymnast, but just I'm a perfectionist. So I always see the little things wrong with everything. So getting Freshman of the Year was just insane and a great feeling. And it definitely boosted my confidence.
Yeah.
I just want to keep building and do even better next year.
Yeah.
But it took a lot of hard work in the gym. Preseason was hard. It was a lot.
Right.
But it prepared us for the competition season.
As a rising sophomore, what are some things that you learned from your freshman season that you want to take into your sophomore season?
I definitely want to be more of a leader. I think last year, since I was a freshman, I was kind of scared to step into that role, and I saw all the older gymnasts in that role, and I was I want to be like that. I feel like I've earned the spot to be a leader and be there for the incoming freshmen and the whole team. Not be so hard on myself also, because like I said, I want everything to be perfect, and I know every meet is going to be different. The outcome's going to be different. You're going to have good meets, bad meets, and just learning to shake it off, go in the gym, keep working hard, and don't let it affect you.
Yeah. Let's go back a little bit because, in order to get here, you had a journey. A lot of gymnasts, probably started when they were young. They either were tumbling at home and their parents decided, hey, to put them into gymnastics. Can you kind of talk about where you're from and how your gymnastics journey started?
Yeah. So actually, I was put into gymnastics when I was really young. I don't remember, but my mom said I didn't like it, so she took me out.
That's funny.
But then when I was 6 years old, I started tumbling again, and my neighbor did gymnastics at the club gym, Sylvia's, that I trained at. And I always wanted to be like her, and I looked up to her so much. So I was begging my mom to put me back in it. So when I was 7 years old, that's when I really started. So kind of late, I feel a lot of, not late, but a lot of gymnasts, like you said, start so young. So I trained at Sylvia's in Pennsylvania. I've been there my whole club career. Love that place. And I ended up skipping levels 5 and 6. And then I did 4 years of 10.
Now, in your journey to becoming your best self and your best gymnast, was college something that you already kind of knew about or something that you wanted to do? And when was that moment for you where you're you know what, I really want to be a collegiate athlete and really pursue it?
Yeah, when I was younger, I honestly didn't really think I was like good enough, or didn't. It wasn't really like ever a thought like, oh, like I had a dream college or anything. Then probably after like my first year of 10, so after my freshman year of high school, I started watching like Friday Night Heights and stuff, and really like getting into it. And I was like, this is like something I want to do. But I always thought like I would always watch the girls, and I'd be like, I'm never gonna go there. Like I'm not that good. But then like actually like being here, it's like crazy.
Right.
Yeah, so I would say like after my freshman year of high school, that's when I really was like, yeah, this is something I want to do.
Can you talk about some of your mentors, like either club coaches or even your parents, or if you have siblings or anybody else who really kind of help you shape who you are as a person? Because I think gymnastics is what you do, but who you are makes what you do so special. So can you kind of talk about the people that really influence you or really made that impact that you could consider a mentor?
Definitely both my parents. They've pushed me so much and helped me like realize that like it's okay to fail. Like success is not just like a straight line, it's going to be up and down. And they've just supported me throughout my whole journey. I love them for that. They've done so much for me. And then also both my siblings ran track and cross country at D1 universities. So I saw them working hard every day, even when they didn't want to do it. You gotta show up and do it. So that definitely, I looked up to them in that way, just like seeing their hard work and determination every single day. And in the gym, all the older girls, like just watching them do big skills, I was like, that's something I want to do. I just want to be just like them, going to college. And then my coach, Miss Maya, I miss her so much.
Shout out Miss Maya.
Yeah, shout out Miss Maya. She helped me so much, like believing in myself and knowing that I can do it. Because I was like kind of a mental gymnast. Like I struggled with a lot of mental blocks, and she really helped me work through them and pushed me to my limits.
Yeah.
So I thank her for that so much. And
Yeah. Throughout your career, did you have to face any challenges, either injury challenges or things that happen within the gym, or even just in life in general that happen that really cause you to develop a different level of character? Because I think through trials and through things that may not always go right, and you mentioned you're a perfectionist, so when things don't go right, how did you kind of pull yourself out of those places, or what did you even learn from some of those things?
Yeah, well, like I said, I struggle with a lot of mental blocks. So one thing I did was I reached out to, oh my God, I can't think of, like
A psychologist?
Yes, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, love it.
And that really helped me so much. Just being able to talk to someone else besides my parents and coaches really helped me, and she gave me so many tips and got me out of a lot of mental blocks. So that was something that I definitely recommend. I know a lot of people like don't really like believe in it or think it's not going to help, but if you really like try and like fix it and like accept the fact that like you're struggling with something and talk to someone, it's going to help you so much.
Yeah.
And then I had some injuries, nothing big, knock on wood.
Yeah.
Actually, going into my senior year of high school, I broke my hand and my foot at the same time.
Oh man.
So I was out for like 3.5 months with that because my foot took so long to heal. So I was very upset about that, and it was a really hard time because I was like, I want to do good my senior year. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to compete at all, but I ended up only missing one competition. So,
Wow.
And I came back like even stronger. I was just really focusing on my strength.
Can you kind of talk about where you're from and what type of environment, and were you always in the gym, or were you able to do other things and be a kid, and is there other hobbies that you kind of got into besides gymnastics?
Well, I'm from Pennsylvania, like 40 minutes away from Philly. And I did dance for a while, and like when I was younger. And then I went into cheer, and I was in cheer and gymnastics for a while. And then when gymnastics started getting longer hours and more practices, my mom was like, you need to pick which sport you want to do. So I picked gymnastics. Thank God it worked out.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was able to have a life like outside of the gym, which is something I think is like really important. But I did do online school for 3 years. I did it 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. And no, wait, 8th, 9th, and 10th grade, sorry. And it was a lot, but I think it really helped me like as a gymnast, and just I got all my big skills from doing that. It was a lot of hours in the gym, and I was like tired, but I think it was like perfect doing it for only like 3 years. Like I think the more I would have done it, I would have like gone crazy.
Yeah.
Like I can't do this.
Right.
But yeah, it was definitely a challenge, and I was like hard on myself, but it made me a better gymnast.
Why Georgia, and how did that come to play for it to be the place that you decided you wanted to continue your gymnastics career and also your education?
Yeah. Well, Georgia was actually the first call that I had. On June 16th, I saw like their email that they wanted to, or was it text message? I forget. But I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so exciting. But prior to that, during COVID, my sister goes to South Carolina. So we were driving there to go pick her up and pack all of her stuff. We were like, oh, let's just like stop at Georgia and see the campus. So this was like the first school I've ever visited. I mean, obviously it was like dead because of COVID, but I loved the campus like the first time I saw it. And then I talked to them and the conversations were going so well. And then I got to come here on an official visit. And again, beautiful campus. I love everything about it. And then meeting the girls on the team, like they were so welcoming, and the coaches were amazing, so nice. And I loved like how they worked with the gymnasts. I just loved like the bond and connection they all had. And it just like felt like home. And academics are amazing. I wanted like academics was like a big thing. I wanted a good academic school, and this is a really good academic school, and athletics, and they balanced it really well here. So I just knew this is where I was supposed to be. And like people always say like when you step on campus like you'll know.
Yeah.
And like I never really like believed that, but like trust me, like you'll know.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it. And can you also talk about once you kind of, stepped on campus and it was real, what emotions did you feel? And even talk about being in your first classroom. Was it overwhelming? Because did you come from, and I'm assuming you might have been homeschooled, just because a lot of gymnasts probably to get to this level might have done homeschool or either did high school and got released. Can you kind of talk about that first day as a student athlete here on campus?
Yeah. So I went to like a pretty big high school. So, I mean, you have like some classes here that are like big lecture halls and some that are just like 10 people. So it was like a mix of that. But yeah, the first day, I was nervous for class just because I didn't know like what to expect or like how hard it was going to be. And I know I wanted to keep my like grades up, and I was scared I was going to struggle, even though we have like tutoring sessions and I can get like all the help I need. It was very stressful, and we had lift before, and then we had 2 classes and then practice after, and it was a lot, but I managed to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you mentioned also that academics is something that's really important. What are you actively pursuing academically, and what do you want to do once gymnastics is over?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's okay.
Right now I'm in consumer economics, which is like business with like different fields of it.
Yeah.
So I want to do something with like business or maybe like marketing or advertising. I don't really know. Somewhere like in there. But yeah, I need to decide what I'm doing.
Oh, I love it. And do you feel like it's easy to balance being a student athlete here at Georgia?
Oh, yes, 100%. Like I said, we can get like all the help we need. We also have like tutoring hours that are like mandatory, which is like a pain sometimes, but like they do really help. And they give me like time to actually get my stuff done. And if I need help, the tutors were so great. And they have like, what am I trying to say? Like a study, like
Like a study hall?
Study hall, like a study room or something.
Yeah.
And I went there all the time because sometimes it's hard for me to like get my work done when I'm just like sitting in my bed.
Yeah.
So that was really nice, and it's like right by the gym, and I can walk there. So I used that like all the time, and yeah, it was very, very easy to manage, which is something I was concerned about. I was like, I don't like how hard is it going to be to balance, but yeah, I didn't really struggle with that, and I think a lot of the girls on the team like didn't either. So
Love it. What do you look forward to in your next few years, or even just next year? What is your goal that you have for next year that you want to accomplish both individually but also as a team?
Individually, I just want to build from my freshman year. I don't want to go down at all. I just want to keep going up and get more 10s, hopefully.
Yep.
I hope. I want to get another one on bars and like maybe floor, but I don't know. And then as a team, I really think this year we're going to see a big change. I'm excited to work with the new coaches and see what they're going to bring in. Yeah, so as a team, just like staying consistent, winning some more meets,
Yep.
being like a really close family and supporting each other.
Yeah.
Just working hard in the gym every day and everyone wanting the same goal.
Do you have anything that you want to tell either the listeners or viewers about you, or even future prospect athletes as they pursue getting to college at any level? What are some things that you learned or you didn't figure out yet through your own process, or anything that you want to encourage them with?
Definitely during the recruiting process, something to think about. Like if you were injured, could you see yourself at that school? Because you never know what can happen. So you need to make sure you like are going to the school because you love the school and you love the campus, not just the gymnastics part of it. Also, don't go just for coaches because coaches change all the time. Yeah, just make sure you love the school and not just don't look at the athletic part of it.
Yeah. If you were to talk to your younger self, what would you say to your younger self? Or if you were to talk to a younger athlete, what would you just say to them to encourage them on their journey?
Don't be afraid to reach out for help if you're struggling with something. Push through the hard days because they're going to make you a better gymnast. Even though when you're in the bad days, it seems like everything's like horrible, like you suck, you're just telling yourself that, but they're going to make you stronger and make you a better gymnast, which is something that was really hard for me to learn. So don't like dwell on those bad days because they're actually good, but it's hard in the moment.
Well, Lily Smith, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you've been working gym camp and being, an active leader, to these athletes and stuff like that. And so thank you for taking the time to kind of talk to the listeners and future prospect athletes and anybody else who wants to become a gym dog, so they can kind of get an understanding as an athlete. And thank you everyone for tuning in. You can follow the Gym Dogs 25 season. As Lily mentioned, there's some changes that are happening that they are excited to be able to pursue. And also with Lily, the current reigning SEC Freshman of the Year, as she goes into her sophomore season to continue on some of these goals that she mentioned. Follow them. You can follow them on social medias. I'll make sure to tag their social medias. And also, if you're a prospect athlete, a reminder that coaches can't reach out to you until June 15th going into your junior year. But if you are already there and you want to reach out, I'll put the contacts below. And Lily, again, thank you for being a part of it.
Me.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
So fun.
And I'll see you guys on the next episode. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Heated Conversations.
Go Dogs.